Astronomical levels of perversion are being observed worldwide. Thanks to technology, evil is spreading more efficiently. Everybody is swallowing the pill, quote unquote, without meeting any resistance. Everybody's in disbelief, like sitting on the couch watching the news or sitting in the cinema. You kind of have this feeling of disbelief, or putting on hold critical thinking, putting on hold consciousness, and you have this feeling of getting away with anything, no accountability. And if you have access to a comment section or whatever, or interaction with the information, you will, put out the most evil shit that's going on with in your heart, at the moment. It's true, it happens with me sometimes. So technology that we are doing nowadays is the pinnacle of, bureaucracy, and we call it technology. The smartphones, the social platforms, the emails, the fax, the everything. It just allows or enables the perversion of morals, the perversion of logic, the perversion of ethics, and everybody, like little children, is participating in this without the supervision of their parents. You know, there's nothing supervising this behavior. So, record levels of narcissism are overwhelming in humanity to this point. It is impersonal, it is indirect. They can fucking invade your privacy with some bullshit, some email or some bullshit, and you have no privacy anymore. They can have a hold of you anytime they want. It could be propaganda, it could be, bullshit, it could be work. I mean, it's over privacy. So, a thing that most people fail to understand is that a family unit is not a democracy. It's actually closest to an authoritarian system. Children have to follow whatever the family, their parents tell them to do. So, of course, depending on their levels of, wisdom, will give a successful child or not. So there's going to be families that are going to be more successful than others. If not, then values or intergenerational wealth or skills or etc. are not passed on. If you are hoping that governments take care of that part, then they will be overwhelmed or conquered by the lowest common denominator, not ever tapping into their full potential. You see, so only families who actually are united and you know wish to pass facts, logic, and wisdom and skills, and they have to be authoritarian towards their children and educate them thoroughly, because they will resist. Children resist. Children are like little demons, and they have to be educated. So why don't they do this in the internet? Logically, the internet would require parent supervision, but they don't do it. Why? Because internet is a democracy, and in a democracy, what's popular becomes reality to the sheep. So there's groups, families that are well happy with the internet. It just spreads propaganda and bullshit amongst the sheep. And while everybody is busy with the lowest common denominator, they become the biggest fish in the pond. So wise people see this tech as a tool and not the real world. Yes, it is a perfected system of control. If there's any attempt at supervising the internet, it would be to silence common sense, logic, or facts, or someone puts out some information that is opening the eyes of people. It's immediately demonetized. Channels who actually talk about what's popular, what's bullshit, they are monetized and they have millions of views. Blah 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 blah. This just shows, that the world, you know, is not a very wise world. It's just mediocrity, stupidity. And little people actually care about the truth. There's no merit because wisdom is its own reward. So there's not going to be any social standing, merit, economic attached to it. It's not going to be you're not going to go up in the in the social ladder. You're not going to have more points or more status. You're not going to become more of socially if you are in the side of the truth, you know. So because truth, wisdom, what's beautiful stands alone. It is its own reward. So that's why people are not truth seekers, you know. They are just seeking status, money, etc., power. So they are on the side of evil. You know, this material world is mainly evil. You know, it's mainly evil. So there's also good, but what people also the lack of wisdom, they think they are one or the other. No, evil and good are sides of the same coin almost. The lion and the lamb, they sleep in the same bed, you know. And it is when the lion and the lamb come together that life continues. The union of contraries is not contradictories but the contraries, like day and night, black and white, red and blue, you know, left or right, up or down. They are contraries, but they are a necessity. They are a necessity, you know. So evil in itself, it's not really a thing anyway. It's not a person. Evil is not a person or a place, and evil is not exterior to us. Evil is within us. But a lot of people don't really care about the two selves, the two sides, you know. The In the allegory of the desert, when the deity got seduced by evil, because evil is a seducer, the easiest path of less resistance, you know, the pleasure of uh, the 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 emotionality of the situations and all of those things. That's evil, you know. Evil is excess, you know, and evil always tries to seduce. And sometimes people prefer to enable evil than to enable common sense. They prefer pleasure to to doing the right thing. So we have two selves, and sometimes often people choose the evil side. So you will know them by their fruits, so to speak. The ones who enable evil or the ones who enable good, you know. So overall, evil is ruling the world. Yes, no doubt. You also can see good, but good does not seek, popularity, so to speak. Good doesn't seek to be the center of attentions on the spotlight. It doesn't choose that. So what's popular? What's on the internet? You know, it's gonna be put forward, and the people in charge will enable it because it keeps the sheep, you know, busy, and they keep making money out of them. And if there's any attempt at policing the internet, it's only for the interest of elevating evil even further, not to promote common sense. Absolutely not.